A new commander has just arrived at the base, but something is off. His clothes, or rather what he isn't wearing, is causing quite the stir among the ranks. Where are his dress blues? Why is he not even in uniform? What is this guy even thinking? We'll find out just how big of an issue this will become for him, and how it will affect his command over time. But first, let's dive into the story. A lone staff car makes its way through the gates of the sprawling military base, its tires crunching on the gravel driveway. Inside sits a man, the newly appointed commander who is about to take charge. Beside him, a female officer. His aide straightens his already impeccable posture, adjusting his collar as they approach their destination. This is it. They step out, greeted by a sea of expectant faces, all eyes on the new leader. But there's a collective gasp, a ripple of confusion that spreads through the ranks. The commander is dressed not in the crisp uniform expected, but in a dark suit, a stark contrast against the backdrop of military regalia. Whispers erupt like wildfire. Is this a test? What's the real reason behind this unusual attire? And why is he not even wearing his uniform? Is this some sort of strange power play? These questions hang heavy in the air, mirroring the uncertainty etched on the faces of the assembled troops. For a moment, all eyes are on their commander. He stands tall, radiating an aura of quiet confidence. His gaze is steady, sweeping across the formation, taking in every detail, every expression. The silence is deafening, broken only by the rustle of uniforms and the frantic beating of hearts. Some men instinctively reach for the non-existent insignia on their chests, a reflex honed by years of discipline. Others bite back surprised gasps, struggling to reconcile the image of their new leader with the unwritten laws of the military. He's one of them, yet he seems so out of place. In this realm of tradition and formality, he stands out like a sore thumb. But this is no costume. It's a calculated choice, a statement. His attire, though unconventional, speaks volumes of his character. He's not afraid to stand out, to challenge the status quo. And in doing so, he forces those around him to confront their own perceptions, their own biases. It's a silent test, one that reveals more than if he had marched in wearing full military regalia. He wants to see how they react, how they adapt. Their response will be a litmus test, a gauge of their adaptability, their capacity to function under the most unexpected of circumstances. After all, military life is all about adapting to the unexpected. The scene is set, the players are in position, the drama is about to unfold. As the new commander stands before his troops, the weight of tradition, the burden of expectations, the unspoken rules of engagement, they're all about to collide in a display of raw human interaction. The show is about to begin. The initial shock subsides, replaced by a surge of curiosity and speculation. Among the ranks, whispers turn into murmurs, then into full-blown discussions. Theories about the commander's attire spread like wildfire, each one more imaginative than the last. Was this a test of their loyalty, a display of his eccentricity, or perhaps a subtle message, a signal of his unorthodox leadership style? Suddenly, the question of his attire becomes the centerpiece of conversations around the barracks, in the mess hall, and on the parade ground. It's a mystery that everyone wants to solve, a puzzle whose pieces seem to fit together perfectly. His lack of uniform doesn't just make him look out of place, it also raises questions about his authority, his position, and his intentions. As the days pass, the commander's civilian attire becomes a constant point of reference. Some view it as a sign of disrespect, a disregard for the traditions that have been the backbone of the military institution. Others see it as a symbol of change, a harbinger of a new era in leadership. And still, others remain silent, observing, waiting, trying to decipher the logic behind this sartorial enigma. Yet, amidst all the speculation, the commander remains stoic, his demeanor unchanged, his mission clear. He sees this as a test of their ability to adapt, to focus on the task at hand. But as the days turn into weeks, the pressure mounts. Will his superiors intervene? Will his subordinates challenge him? Will anyone dare to speak up, or is everyone too afraid to cross the line? In the high-stakes game of military hierarchy, where respect and obedience are the currency of command, the commander's unconventional attire is a constant source of tension. It's a tightrope walk between tradition and change, between respect and insubordination. And with each passing day, the stakes get higher, the tension thicker. The commander knows he's pushing the boundaries, testing the limits of military protocol. He wants to see how far he can go, what the breaking point is. But the question remains, will he find out because someone calls him out, or will he continue to march to the beat of his own drum, unapologetically unconventional? The silence is broken by the sharp bark of a voice. "Sir, with all due respect," a young officer begins, his eyes fixed on the commander's shoes, not daring to meet his gaze. There's a dress code for officers. You're not in uniform. The commander stops, turning slowly to face the young man. His expression is unreadable, his eyes sharp and intense. "And why is that a problem?" he asks, his voice low and measured. "Sir, with all due respect," the officer starts again, his voice cracking slightly. "It's tradition. It's what we've always done." Because tradition is important. The commander cuts in, his eyes boring into the young man. "Tell me, do traditions change?" The officer stammers, unsure how to respond. "No, sir," he finally manages, his head bowed. "Then why should I?" The commander says nothing, turning away to resume his walk. The young officer is left speechless. As the commander walks away, the young officer watches him go, his mind racing. He understands the importance of tradition, but he also sees the strength in challenging the status quo. He knows that the commander is testing them, but he's not sure if he has the courage to follow his lead. In the days that follow, the commander's attire continues to be a source of tension. Whispers follow him everywhere, and eyes are constantly on him, waiting for a slip, a mistake, a misstep. The pressure is mounting, and the question remains, how much more can the military establishment take? Meanwhile, the commander carries on, undeterred, unwavering in his approach. He knows that he's not just testing the limits of military protocol, he's also testing the mettle of his troops, seeing how they respond to the most unexpected of situations. He wants to lead them, not just tell them. And that means walking the walk, talking the talk, no matter how unconventional it may seem. The story of the commander who showed up to work in civilian clothes instead of his uniform is a captivating narrative that explores the dynamics of power, authority, and tradition in a military setting. It delves into the complexities of leadership and the challenges of maintaining order and discipline in a hierarchical structure. This narrative is compelling because it introduces a sense of unpredictability and challenges conventional expectations. By placing a leader outside the confines of military protocol, it creates a situation that forces those around him to confront their own biases and perceptions. It raises questions about the nature of leadership and the extent to which tradition should be upheld. Furthermore, the story highlights the importance of adaptability and the ability to navigate complex social situations. The commander's attire serves as a catalyst for change, prompting those in his vicinity to re-evaluate their attitudes and behaviors. It's a testament to the power of nonconformity and the courage it takes to challenge the status quo. Overall, the story leaves readers with a sense of intrigue and encourages them to think critically about issues of hierarchy, authority, and the role of tradition in modern society. It's a reminder that leadership is not just about following rules, but also about inspiring change and pushing the boundaries of convention.